Must be spooky season. How do you do, folks? My name is Brass's Buck, and I'm your host for a series of haunting, hair-raising, spine-tingling, breath on the back of your neck. What is that? Stories out of Brazoria County and along the coastline here in the illustrious state of Texas. Now, for those of you at home, out of your Pandora boxes or those newfangled gadgets you call computadoras, be sure to follow us here at the Freeport Historical Museum and Visitor Center. Thank you, and enjoy.
The Devil of Old Velasco is a tale from the late 19th century where we meet a gentleman by the name of Jeffrey. Jeffrey was known around Old Velasco for his vast knowledge of the region, and on one blustery evening, as our boy Jeffrey enjoyed a warm cider in the local tavern, two strangers, dressed in rubberized raincoats and high boots, approached Jeffrey and introduced themselves. After exchanging pleasantries, the two strangers, with their burnt faces, bloodshot eyes, and matted hair, grilled Jeffrey on his knowledge of the local history. Jeffrey regaled them with stories of the Battle of Fort Velasco, of shipwrecks along the Brazos and San Bernard rivers, and of coastal treasures lost to time and memory. The two strangers turned to one another slowly, and then back to Jeffrey. "We are looking for the treasure of the pirate Jean Lafitte. We'll pay you handsomely if you escort us and help us retrieve it." Jeffrey turned with a smile to see one of the strangers flashing him a billfold. Times were tough in Old Velasco, and hurricane season was drawing near. The full moon sliced through the haze of mist as Jeffrey and the two strangers carried shovels down the beach. The smell of salt water and something rotting was thick in the air that night. Jeffrey knew the general proximity based on local legend, but skepticism kept him from ever pursuing Lafitte's gold. The stories of hidden treasures were abundant. It was always an errand of dreamers and madmen. And Jeffrey knew it would take several hours, if not days, to locate their prize. But the strangers assured him of his concerns. As the hours passed into early morning, and the moon yellowed in color, the three men dug through layers of dirt and shell, occasionally pulling up old iron cannonballs from wars past. When finally, Jeffrey's shovel struck something solid, something big. The two strangers pushed Jeffrey aside as they grasped at what appeared to be an iron trunk, oxidized from all its years hidden, forgotten for a reason. The two strangers were elated, and they grasped on each side of the trunk while Jeffrey continued to sit in shock. As the two strangers pulled up on the handles, the iron chest began to glow red and burning hot. The ground beneath them rumbled and opened up. Out spewed boiling ocean water, hot embers, and ash. Jeffrey screamed as a large, burnt hand reached up from out of the ground and pulled the chest down into the earth, pulling with it the two strangers in their raincoats. Sprinting down the beach in the direction of Galveston, Jeffrey screamed and screamed and screamed, "It was the devil! It was the devil! It was the devil!" To this day in Old Velasco, in the modern town of Surfside, when the tide is high, the moon is yellow, and hurricane season approaches, you can still hear poor Jeffrey screaming.